Hello, and welcome to Combustion Technology. Hoping to get this channel up and going, get some of my older projects moving again. They have been sitting for quite some time. This one is in the best condition potentially of all of them. It is a 1995 Nissan 240SX. It is an S14. It has a KA24DE engine in it, the original one. So obviously non-turbo. It is an automatic. We hope to convert to a manual. And we're going to, instead of doing an SR20 engine, which I'd love to do, they're getting kind of pricey, so we're looking into other options. An engine that's around the same horsepower, comes with an Aisin AZ6 transmission, some similar internals to Mazda Miatas and the Nissan 240SX S14 car that was only made in Japan. It did never make it over here. But it has that same 6-speed gearbox, a head developed and helped tuned by Yamaha, and it's an overall Toyota. So at 200 horsepower, it's around the same amount, cast iron block, so it's a little bit heavier. It's a comparable engine to some of the other options out there. And for it being around $3,000 instead of $7,000, it was a bit more cost effective, even though I already have a decent amount of SR20 stuff to throw into one of these. I'm hoping to keep the AC on it. I'm hoping to keep the power steering. I'm hoping to make it. It was originally going to be stock, but seeing how those prices have gone out the way, and it's a completely different engine from a completely different manufacturer, hard to call it stock anymore. But we hope to keep it as stock as possible, nice and reliable. I don't want to baby the car by any means, but it's not going to be on a track. I don't want to drive it at winter time. I have a nice little Subaru that can get through that stuff. Way easier than these rear-wheel drives. Another project after that is an S13. It's what I did daily drive through the Indiana winters for quite some time, about 4 years. It's seen better days, but as long as we get this one going, that one's next up the list. We have a 1991 Nissan 300ZX. It is an automatic as well, so it will need a conversion, but it's a twin-turbo model. Engine was bad, the wiring had some other issues, so it might need a full swap, but plenty of projects to do, plenty of things to attend to, and plenty of non-four-wheeled objects to work on. We have generators, I have snow throwers, I have all kinds of small engine things. In I guess medium-sized engines, we have a 250cc 2-cycle KTM motorcycle, dirt bike, that we hope to get running again. It didn't really have many issues. I think it's just a crankcase seal, but it has been sitting long enough it might need a carb job as well because of the ethanolated fuel. If you haven't looked at ethanolated fuel and what it does to carburetors, find a YouTube video on that. It is not helpful, and though our cars don't do too bad with it, it hurts dang near everything else. I think that's my only updates I have for now. I plan to get some kind of schedule going, release dates. You know, you're supposed to keep them regular. This is my first YouTube channel, but from everybody else that I watch, that's what they try to do. So we'll figure out that schedule as we go. The next update, hopefully we'll be ripping this engine out, or the engine will just be out. Still trying to figure out how granular we're going to go down into these fixes and how I explain what's being done. We might have to do separate things of one explaining what's going on, one actually wrenching, because not everybody's going to want to watch a couple hour long video of bolts and things being spun out of their spots and back into others. But I digress. Once we have an update on those things, we will get them out to you as soon as we can. And so far, we just have the wiring harness off of this one. We have the wiring harness off the beams, and most of the things taken off here. The radiator is out, the intake's out, the heater hoses are out, the fuel lines are out, the O2 sensor is off, the power steering components are off. It's about at the point where the exhaust needs taken and the drive shaft. After that, we can remove some mounts and yank that thing out of there. Do a little bit of cleanup on the engine bay, drop the beams in and see how it goes. I thank you for your time, and I hope you're excited as I am about getting some of these things going and getting some Nissans burning out once again. Have a great day.